Pelicans lose a nail biter. Ain't God good. I'm Cheddar Chaz. That's Ross. That's Chris and them. Let's get the show started.
First took away. Gas for this. Get your money's worth now.
Let's pay some bills here, guys. We've been talking for a while now. A message from our sponsors, Scott Vicknair.
Hey, I know you. You helped my cousin after her car accident. Ever since you won her case, she's been doing great.
Oh yeah, Melissa. She told me she had a cousin who works here.
What can I get for you?
How about a large hot coffee, please?
One hot coffee for Mr. Scott Vicknair.
It's David.
Excuse me?
I'm David Vicknair, and this is my law partner, Brad Scott.
Hey.
Wait, so then which one of you is Scott Vicknair?
Scott Vicknair, injury attorneys, we fight for the win.
Feel like it's Saturday morning and the Power Rangers about to come on. But how you fellas doing tonight after an exciting game?
I didn't find it all that exciting. This was just a very standard Pelicans loss for me. Albeit different from the blowouts of the previous few weeks, but this to me was more of the same. Not executing down the stretch, not making free throws, horrendous from three, and that's the difference in the game. You know, it almost gets exhausting being this negative all the time. But I'm with Justin has been saying this a lot lately, and I totally agree. There just are no more moral victories. Like there's just no more moral victories for me.
Chris, how are you feeling? We saw a lot of positives. We saw a lot of fight. Saw a lot of playing with force. Again, they were down Brandon Ingram with a new injury designation, it being a calf. That's something to keep an eye on. But how did you feel about, the team down the stretch and the execution down the stretch?
Same that it feels like it's always been. I mean, as of, over the past, what I want to say 2 years now, at least, to where it feels like the team's gotten worse and worse in the clutch. Wow, it's crazy. It's like as soon as I start doing stuff, blenders go off in here. That's correct. No.
Oh, what up, Unc?
Oh, got Lito in the building.
They got Lala got Lito down there.
Lito,
he got purgatory or whatever. He got a little small
you ever be having something playing in the background while you scrolling on on your phone or something? Like you watching. That's what it look like right now. Like
I'm on
side screen. I'm on
the little screen. Look, dog, I can't. If losses like this are what's best for the franchise, great, man. But I can't not still be frustrated about these kind of losses, man. You can't lose a game on the road that you are in against the Pacers are bad, and it's dumb, and they're stupid, and they're relatively healthy. You know what I'm saying? Way more healthier than you.
And they're on the second night of a back-to-back.
You can't lose a game where Elfrid Payton has a career high at 39 years old, bro. He ain't 39, but he might as well be in NBA years, bro. You can't start Daniel Tice and then Missi comes out as one of the more impactful players in the fucking game, and it's like, oh, well, wait a minute. Maybe we have something here. We're going to start him in the second half. Just dumb shit like that. I'm not saying it won you or lost the game necessarily, but, to me, a lot of it is it doesn't matter who's wearing the clothes, bro. It's the same shit. It don't matter who in the jerseys. Yeah. They find a way to win or to lose these games.
And that's why I was saying it's so frustrating, like, to have to talk about it like this, right? Because if I told you Elfrid Payton basically just played the game of his career, Missi had the best game of his career, CJ came back, played phenomenal, and Trey didn't shoot that great from three, but I thought played probably his best game of the year too. We'd be saying, oh, man, look at that, man. You ain't got a road win. That's great. But right. You didn't for all the same reasons that you never do. And that is why it's like this team has to learn how to win games. Like it's not just to use the NFL reference. Everybody's always complaining, not complaining, but I had home today, Thanksgiving holiday. You get the talking heads saying, are you worried about the Chiefs? And somebody was like, "What the hell are we worried about them for? They're 10-1.
They're winning.
They find a way to win every game. You don't get extra credit at the end of the year. for winning pretty. He'd find a way to win the game, and this team just never seems to find a way to win the game.
Lito, what do you make of we kind of knew about, who may not play during, prior to tip-off pause. What do you make of the last minute injury designation for Brandon? You think it's something to keep an eye on, or you think it was just a random rest game? Even though they just had 2 nights off, that'd be kind of weird. But
I honestly, I'm probably gonna chalk it up as a random rest game though,
right?
Because you saw the same scenario with Trey, even though this just happened to be 2 games, but it seems like they erring on the side of caution with any other especially like lower extremity injuries. Look, me personally, I feel like you can't just be giving up wins at this point. Like, you well on your way to being in some shit that like you can't recover from. And like Justin said this shit every pod. I said 5-20. I said 5-20 was gonna be the breaking point for this shit, and you look up, you ain't too far from 5-20.
Man, I think this game is kind of a testament to something me and Ross said maybe a couple episodes ago. It's like, yeah, it's one thing to lose, but at least you have an exciting product out there. But it's like you're kind of past that point as far as like, all right, we're going to just put an exciting product out there, because none of the guys none of your core players, aside from maybe Trey Murphy, and depending on how you feel about Reeves, Missi, played tonight. And so that kind of leaves you with, was there really an area of growth? Personally, I thought Willie Green toward the end of the game had several possessions that he just let go back and forth, pause, didn't call a timeout until Indiana actually hit a shot, and then finally decided to call a timeout. I didn't know if he wanted to catch the defense off balance, because Reeves, Missi was rebounding, killing them on the boards. Payton was getting whatever he wanted in the paint. It was just, again, just poor execution towards the end of that game. Let's talk about go ahead, Ross. Go ahead.
No, I say, yeah, you're absolutely right, Chaz. And that's why, that was the first thing I alluded to, is that you cut that game to, I think, 107-106 with like right at 3 minutes, I think. Mm-hmm. Maybe 2 minutes and 50 seconds or something. You cut it to 107-106. And then for all intents and purposes, you didn't get another basket the rest of the game. Didn't call a set, really. I mean, you got the 2 3-point looks, I guess, and the broadcast was saying those were good looks. I thought they were real deep looks. Pause, but but you just can't, in a game like this, you can't go 2.5, 3 minutes at the end of the game and get nothing. You just can't.
What confused the hell out of me was, why'd you put Javonte Green and Daniel Tice back into the game? Like, what was I understand why you took Elfrid Payton out. He had 5 fouls, but Turner picked up his 5th foul. He didn't come out of the game. So maybe you thought you were saving Elfrid for crunch time. I don't. You guys.
It felt like they were trying to give Reeves a quick rest. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you were at a point to where you had seen enough in the game to where Daniel Tice is on the floor, bad. Elfrid Payton's off the floor, bad. So it happened every single time. You started off bad. You had that period, I want to say mid second quarter, somewhere around there, that was pretty bad. And then, you got the periods, I think early, mid fourth quarter. Like, it just continued every time. This entire game was all about, okay, well, are Elfrid, Trey, and Missi all on the floor together? If they're on the floor, more than likely, they're going to, like, good things are happening for them. And when they're not, bad shit happens. And what sucks about this is that I think the most productive that they had been was involving those 3 in action.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what they did at the end of the game? While Missi and Elfrid still had a pick and roll, and Elfrid was controlling, the pace and the basketball and the decisions. Mm-hmm. Trey didn't really touch the basketball until he had that last 3 attempt. Yeah. I want to say and he didn't It wasn't. I mean, I think he shot maybe like 2 for 10 from 3. You know what I mean? He did some other things really well on the floor, but that was it. And it's always a weird balance when you're trying to fit so many. You know, CJ's first game back. He's supposed to be a guy that you want to have shooting some of these shots, but at the same time, your best actions, the hot hands, were 22, 25, and for whatever reason, I can't think of whatever the hell Eves Missi 21. Those 3 guys needed to win you or lose you this game,
right?
And it didn't happen.
Before you speak, Lito, let me shout out Samuel Steinmetz. If this excitement, the type of game was 3 years ago, I'd be excited, but now we want to see wins, no more moral victories. I totally agree. Man, jump rack. Damn, brother. Damn. He had a request. Condolences to you, 840 for 5. Whoo, Lord. Yeah, boy, you could have went to Chef and had a ball for 840. I'm talking about you wouldn't even be home yet. He had a request that I play the anthem. We're gonna pull one out. Jump rack and play the anthem.
That's correct.
Man, my bad, Lito. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, and he would have got money back.
Yeah, and you would have left with about 8-10.
Yeah, they'd have swapped them out. Like it wouldn't even, and he probably would have got some food out the deal. Like
Waffle House still open right there. Hey, could have went to Cane's. Shout out to Raising Cane's. But go ahead, Lito. You want to
yeah, I don't know if y'all have actually like talked about Elfrid Payton yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, all right, cool. I ain't gonna jump.
Yeah, but go ahead. You can introduce that topic. Go ahead.
So I just was gonna say, like, it's kind of tragic that like this man has been out the NBA for 3 years. If you look at, let me just start over. I'm gonna say this. Justin asked me the other day how I felt about Elfrid Payton. I was like, him being on your team is a gift and a curse because you're not developing the younger guys, right? But at the same time, when you look at some shit that happened tonight, it's my fault because the Pelicans allowed me to forget what having a real lead guard looks like. It soured me on a situation because the first thing you think about is he can't shoot the ball. Oh, he ain't even go attempt a shot from out there, right?
Right.
But at the same time, when you look at it, TJ McConnell been in this motherfucker thriving for years, literally doing the same thing, being a nuisance on defense and controlling the paint on offense. Elfrid Payton is when you know, bro. I don't even know how to describe this, but like a point guard when you see it. It got a different type of cadence when he dribble. Even when he just running up and down the court, his feet are succinct with the basketball. You know what I'm saying? He had some incredible passes tonight. One of them being to CJ, who got fouled on the layup, where he gave him it was a one-hand pass into the lane. I think it was his left hand at that. The whole play, though, if you look at the play, he was communicating with CJ, running down the court with him, and never said a word.
Yep.
He never said a word to him. He looked at him, he nodded, and then he pointed. And like that was it. And then he had a couple of those plays with Trey. He had a couple of those plays with Missi. Not a word said. Literally, like points to area, boom, come back. Like it's just a calming presence. It was like a steady flow of water. He had 5 turnovers, but I mean, dog, at 21 assists, I'm gonna live with the 5 turnovers.
And a couple of those turnovers wasn't his fault. I think that last turnover that was essentially I can't call it the dagger because you had a chance up until like 11 seconds left, but it's kind of on Missi. And you know, he's a rookie, you know, but man, a lot of people saying Elfrid Payton need a roster spot, and I was thinking about how you can manage that because to Lito's point, it's like, yeah, he does. He at least needs to be in that third point guard roster spot, and that's an argument. I'm saying at minimum he needs to be on that third spot.
Best live pass on the team.
Yeah, by far, it's not even close. But
close.
You run into a situation where Boston deserves a spot. Payton deserves a spot. And it's like now you got to remove at minimum about 3 players because you still got to get out of the tax and you got to create an additional roster spot at this point. JRE had another solid game for him. Game and he got some good minutes. Appreciate Corey holding people accountable with the likes. Y'all smash the like button, man. Y'all smash the like button.
Whose minutes does somebody like Elfrid?
We pod now.
Or Brandon Boston take?
Yeah,
You want? Hey, it depends on. Look, I'm gonna keep a cool dollar with you. I was thinking about this a lot, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think Jordan Hawkins is a lot more Pritchard than I do Ray Allen. I see him as a guy who, well, you hope he becomes like a Pritchard type player.
You talking about Payton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I say that just because, like, it's his second game back. I don't know how much the back is bothering him, but you gotta give me something when you're not hitting the jumper. Like you gotta rebound. You gotta be able to handle the ball a little bit. You gotta be able, because he had an opportunity tonight to contribute, and it just wasn't, it just wasn't there. Maybe he's out of sync. He was out for about 2 weeks now, and so for a guy like that, it's like, bro, them 2 weeks you missed, that could be your that could be your playing time, like with Willie Green. So I think Boston, depending on what's happening on the floor, I think Boston and Payton.
That's why he couldn't afford to get hurt.
We talked about this. Couldn't afford.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I think Justin asked me a question, and I was like,
"Oh wow, did he?" See, he hurt his back again. Oh man.
I mean, look, but he can't afford, because now with you slowly getting back to the point to where the healthier the roster gets, the room of margin for him, it shrinks more and more, and he gets back to, okay, well, if you're not hitting the threes, what can you really do when we already don't have a large assortment of minutes to throw out at the guard position anyway?
Right.
And back to Elfrid, Lito, you said that Elfrid's a good lead guard, right? Yeah. Elfrid was just on the couch.
Yeah.
Elfrid was out of basketball. Okay. Jose Alvarado was undrafted. Like you've had one game of DeJounte Murray. Like it's so bad that's pretty much where the bar is. Brandon Boston was a free agent. You had to claim him off waivers. Like when we're talking about point guards, how many glimpses does this team need to see of someone who even has an idea of what it means? Because, and you know what? And I want to give Elfrid a little bit more credit than just someone that just has a calming, presence. Because, or even like vision, right? Because Naji, for example, had vision, but I saw him try to make a lot of those passes that Elfrid would make, that Elfrid made tonight, and they end up being turnovers. Same with CJ. Like certain guys just see the play too late. Yeah. Certain guys, they may see the play right away, but they just can't get the ball there in time. Elfrid ain't like that, bro. Elfrid, that play you talking about that CJ catches, I haven't seen that be available for him since he's been a Pelican. It doesn't exist. The amount of times that Trey was able to cut backdoor, hadn't seen that enough. Everybody wanted to cut, and why wouldn't you?
We had a backdoor CJ cut, like it's unbelievable.
It's just like we in a whole new world, and no disrespect, because of Elfrid fucking Payton.
And the crazy thing, bro, to echo what your sentiment is, like, I think people forget when you're drafted that high, it's because you have a pedigree. Like it's like people who tend to go undrafted. Sometimes they really do surprise you, but it's like there's a reason people get drafted in the lottery. It's the reason people go top 20, tend to go top 20. It's because sometimes they're just believed to have, especially if there's not any injury concerns, they believe they have a certain pedigree. Elfrid Payton's been out of basketball for over 2 years now. So, but the fact that his mind still is sharp the way it is, and he still he hasn't lost his hand-to-eye coordination and things like that from being out of the game, that goes to show you his professionalism and pedigree. Go ahead, Ross.
But this is why, and look, I agree with you, both of y'all. But this is why it's difficult to find positives, because with every positive for me, there's two negatives.
Right.
And the positive is Elfrid played great tonight. Kudos to Elfrid. He, at times, I think, kept you in this game and everything else. The negative of that is he was on the couch a week and a half ago, and you needed a guy. You needed a guy that was on the couch 2 weeks ago to carry a huge burden in this game for you.
And the guy you just extended when he was healthy wasn't, that type of point guard.
That for me is like, I can't. It's almost. It's not unforgivable, but it's like I can't keep like it's just such a mess, and it's hard. It's difficult to like untangle all of that sometimes. We're like, yeah, Elfrid Payton played great tonight. But Elfrid Payton had to play great tonight for you to even be in a basketball game. Think about that. Think about saying that to yourself 3 weeks ago.
He had to have a Hall of Fame level game.
Elfrid Payton had to play great for you to stay in the game tonight. If we had said that a month ago, I'd have just logged off the show.
Ross, Grub sent me this stat. Shout out to Grub, man.
Shout out to Grub.
Elfrid Payton had the 20th assist game in franchise history. Rondo, of course, got the record with 25. Chris Paul had 3, and Derek Collison had 1. Elfrid Payton had to be in the same breath of Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul for you to lose this game by fucking 4 or 5 points, whatever it was. And like now I'm in my brain now thinking like, well, what happened if Elfrid starts off the season? Like do you have a couple more wins right now? I know you don't lose the Brooklyn game. Do you beat Atlanta? Do you win the Lakers game? Like just shit like that I shouldn't have to think about because of some of the decisions that this team has made, and even with the injury circumstances.
Yo, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and to take it a step further though, like about Elfrid Payton, if I'm not mistaken, he was working Josh Kemp that was here. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the depths of hell from which he came from in order to return to a place in the NBA. And look, we talked about the lobs, right? And I could have the timestamps wrong, but I think the Pels' first 2 points were a lob to Tice, right?
Yes,
if I'm mistaken. Yeah.
You started the game with a lob to Tice. Trey didn't have a great game by his standards, but the one thing I did see was, dog, he got so many easy shots.
Oh yeah, he got so many shots in the paint that I've never seen him get those amount of shots.
And the crazy thing is, generally he gets them off. He gets those easy looks of Zion's gravity, but like you don't even need that with EP because it's just the professionalism of knowing how to run a team. He does nothing extraordinary. He doesn't have great foot speed. He's not about to kill you with a dribble. Motherfucker, just a point guard. That's really all it is.
Yeah. I think this reminds me of when Emeka Okafor was playing. We're going to move on to centers, but when Emeka Okafor was playing that SpongeBob uniform and this man came and joined the Pelicans, and like you're like, wow, serviceable big, like somebody who can actually protect the rim. It's like the bar is so in hell. It's just like, god damn, like.
And you know what though, Chaz, and it's not even like while the bar is in hell.
Yeah, it's not taking away from how great he played.
Yeah,
he was exceptional.
Elfrid deserves to be in the league. I hope. If we don't get anything else from this period, from this stretch of him playing basketball, I hope that this gets him back on a roster full time, whether it's in New Orleans or somewhere else. I think he's proven like there are a lot of guards that should not be taking bench seats over him.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's unfair how much.
So? Go ahead. Like you really think so?
That he should be in the league.
Yeah,
his campaign,
or that he's clearly better than whoever.
He's better than campaign.
I think he's better than a few guys.
He's better than Jose Alvarado.
I've been told countless times that Jose is
irreplaceable.
Is just a.
I mean, we have a laundry list of guards. I'm not saying that he should be getting meaningful minutes night in and night out. Elfrid, has in a lot of ways still has the same weaknesses that he had when he got drafted into the league in a lot of ways. So, but should he be on an NBA roster? Yes.
A guy like that has such a clear, defined role that, some nights he's just there to steady the ship. And with someone like that, you don't have to change. I don't know what the offense was going to be because DeJounte only played one game, but him and DeJounte don't have the same ability, like playmaking ability for us collapsing defense, finding guys. But he's never going to be like a scorer. He's never going to be a guy you want. Like, really, I think injuries are one of the biggest reasons he was like out of the league because it always was an ankle, always was something like crazy. He played the same exact way when he was a Pelican the first time. The same exact way, bro. Like, he's the best pure point guard on the roster since himself. Was Rondo? No, yeah, he was after Rondo. So since himself, we gotta move on to Daniel Theis, man. So Daniel Theis started the game. I think to everyone's surprise, it's not Daniel Theis's fault, but at the same time, Daniel Theis was not playing a few nights ago. Then Missi has the injury, and he's not starting, but you start him in the second half. So why'd you start Daniel Theis in the first half? Like what? Like what do y'all make of the Daniel Theis starting in the first half?
Incompetence, bullshit, stupid, makes zero sense. No disrespect, even injured Larry Nance. Like, I got something that they won't see, that the Pacers won't be able to do anything about. I know something that we're gonna start Daniel Theis tonight. We decided not to play Daniel Theis for multiple games. We had JRE running games at center, Trey Jemison, John Henry. We had Trey Jemison making sure Daniel Theis not getting off the bench, and in a game where we need to win because of how bad the Pacers are and how dire of a situation you in right now. You start Daniel Theis, you start older legs. It
had to be because that's Daniel Theis's old team. That's the only reason. That's the only thing I can think of, bro.
I don't care if Theis had. I don't care if Missi had one shoulder tonight, dog. What are we doing? Why did we overcomplicate that? What was the thinking behind that? Why?
It was
Missi on a wait? Hold on, Lito. Was Missi on a minutes restriction?
Not that I noticed.
Played 31 minutes.
Of course he wasn't on a minutes restriction. There were games he was fully healthy. They wouldn't play him 30 minutes. Why'd you do that? What was the thinking behind that? And the fucked up part, if you go and ask Willie Green post game, hey Willie, what was the thinking behind? What was the thought behind starting Theis over Missi? Was it something that you guys saw in practice? Was Missi's shoulder still? Willie gonna look you straight in the eye and say, I don't know. We just went with what we thought was the best decision, and or he's just not gonna answer the question at all and start talking about Brandon Ingram for some reason. When I asked you about Reeves Missi. All right.
Hey, go with a little know-how out there. Go ahead, Lito.
Hey, we like the matchup. Like, Willie, go ahead.
I'm telling you, like, for real, that's what Chris said. I'm telling you, bro. He was talking to Borrego, or he was talking to Collins or somebody, and he was just like rubbing his chin. They'll never see this one coming. We'll got him. This is gonna throw them off their game. And it's like I don't know. It's the same. Like he did the reverse JV to him. Like he remixed it. He remixed the JV. It's just laughable, dog. Because it's like you think you surprising somebody with Daniel Theis. Like that's the caveat we gonna throw out there. That's the variable. We got him. We fucking got him, guys.
And Missi totally outplayed Turner last game. And this game, I'd say he outplayed him again. And you had to, I don't know. Go ahead, Rob.
I was sitting there, I was really sitting here thinking to myself, like, I almost, just for a minute, I almost was gonna blame the players a little more for this loss. I was gonna say, I was sitting there thinking, you went 9 of 33 from three. Some of those really were not bad looks. You went terrible from the line. What do we shoot from the line? You went 11 for 19 from the line in a game you lost by 4.
Yeah.
Like I was really close to saying, those are little things that don't really have a ton to do with the coach. But then this, right? But then I watched the end of the game. I watched the fact that for some, you just can't. This is what I mean. It's one step forward, 2 steps back. There's just no justification. And the problem is this is to me the biggest problem is that if you ask that question, Chris, why did you go with Missi in the second half? They will point to it as a positive. They will point to it as, look what we did. Look how well Missi played. They won't answer the question of, why are you so dumb that you started Daniel Tight? They don't look
what
at
was
it
the purpose
way.
of that?
And
They
that's what
don't
I'm saying.
have a purpose. They don't fucking have. No, yo, it's not Rouse. It's not like Missi was just like the best center on the floor. That was like by far he was that. He
Right.
was one of the most important and best basketball players on the fucking floor. Why would you do that? What was the reason?
Part of I'm like, is this the part of the figuring it out process? Like, yo, shout out to Taylor Hannigan. YouTube won't allow my extra filthy feelings here. Oh man, you know what, bro?
Figure it out.
Yeah, man. Normally that's probably a ban, but since it's a holiday season, I got you, dog. Hold on, a message from David Griffin.
Santa baby, the slip was table under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa baby, just hurry down the chimney tonight.
That guy's insane.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, what the fuck? But bro, it's so many confusing things to Grubb's point. And we're gonna talk about Trey, of course, and CJ's return. But even when you see Brandon Boston struggling a bit more, because some of the things he's being asked to do, it's not enough. It's too much on-ball responsibility. I think in the first quarter he had like 3-4 assists or something crazy. He's been averaging like 3, 4, 5 assists. It's too much ball handling duty. Pause. And when you look at the Pelicans, they don't really have a lot of playmakers. That's why you're kind of happy to get Elfrid Payton. You're kind of happy to get CJ back. And you guys starting to get a little concerned about Brandon Boston. I just think he's been overplayed and misused personally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, he a talented individual who deserves an NBA contract as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like you just asking him to play above his means at this moment, and you know what I'm saying, like he hadn't been playing basketball either. Like he walked in off the street, wasn't on the NBA team. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get a training camp. So, he might be hitting some sort of proverbial wall when you think about it, as far as like what he's up against. Hopefully, you get guys back and he can. No, you know what? You get guys back and then you like might not see him again. Yeah. That's what I'm in fear of. Is like you're gonna get healthy at some point, and you think that like the talent would add to the talent, the depth of the talent, but it's like in this organization, they just gonna forget about that man, or either they just gonna cut him,
right?
And they'll fucking just sign Jalen Noel back. Like it's like you just don't know.
I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, I can't really imagine Elfrid Payton playing with Brandon. Like I was trying to like picture it the whole time I was watching the game. Man. I'm like, I don't really know. Again, it's too many players. Like you can't play Elfrid Payton with DeJounte Murray. You couldn't really play Elfrid Payton with Brandon necessarily. Couldn't play him with Jose really. Well, Jose can shoot a bit, but you couldn't really play him with Jose. So I'm like, I don't really know. My question is going to be like, I'm asking myself is who gets the axe? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of talented guys, but somebody has to sacrifice here. I think we already see Hawkins may have a short rope. Pause. You might Jose. I don't even know when Jose coming back, but it's gonna be interesting.
What's wrong with Jose? I forgot.
He got a hamstring.
A lot of hamstrings going around.
Yeah,
we ain't no motherfucking freaks. We some family men. We getting it paper. Know what I'm talking about?
You just can't say what.
I know exactly what you're talking about too. That's on the line, but all right.
What happened?
You can't imagine Elfrid Payton playing with Brandon, and you think I'm just going to let you get away with that on a family show like this? Nah. You got to answer.
Tis the season. Go ahead.
Speaking of family show, man. Look, man, this program is brought to you guys by Scott Vicknair Injury Lawyers. I know y'all heard from them in the beginning of the show, but you got to hear it again. If you ever been injured in any kind of accident, car, truck, 18-wheeler, Willie Green's decision making, if you've been hurt offshore, Scott Vicknair handles it all. Give him a call, y'all. 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. Yes, free. They always fight for the win.
The Pelicans don't.
Look, dog, I really thought the first thing, it is crazy. Maybe I'm brainwashed. Maybe I'm fucked up by this. Maybe I'm the one that need to be calling Scott Vicknair because I'm so injured mentally right now watching this damn team that I really thought. I said, well, damn, Missi must really have a shoulder problem. Like they got him on a minutes restriction. He must really be hurt to where they don't want to put him out there long. He'll play 10, 15 minutes, but he can go. Not 31 minutes. What was the fucking point? What
you could have started him for all that?
Like what? I don't know. Y'all tell me. What is that guy at? What's the most amount of minutes Missi's played this year? If it's under, if tonight was the most minutes he's played in the NBA game, I'm walking off the show.
It was.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Oh wow.
31 tonight. Prior to that, he had played 30 minutes against Brooklyn, and that was his highest total so far this year.
Wow. He's averaging 23.2 minutes a game, too. So you played him well over his average. The crazy thing to me, what I didn't understand, and Ross pointed this out. All right. Clearly, you knew Brandon wasn't playing tonight. Why would you bring CJ back tonight? Right? If you're gonna integrate everybody else Wednesday, but you also got some back-to-backs coming up. Why wouldn't you just bring everybody back at the same time Wednesday? Like they did the same weird shit in the preseason. But go ahead, Lito. What you thinking?
I didn't mean to cut you. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good.
Interrupt you. I was just gonna say you bring him back. He's been out how long? 3 weeks?
About 3
Halloween.
weeks.
Yeah, Halloween.
And his first game back, you play him 31 minutes
at 33 years old.
And then Trey can't play back-to-backs, but you play him 40 minutes tonight.
Did y'all see the collision CJ had when he started grabbing his stomach?
I missed it.
Yeah, I saw that in the fourth quarter. It was like a loose ball type situation, pause. And he grabbed the stomach for a little bit, but he carried on. So that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Trey seemed like he had I think they were saying it was a cramp, and he came back in after.
I thought it was the ankle. So
I thought it was an ankle first, but then he did come back and obviously played most of the fourth quarter. Those are a few of his 40 minutes when he can't play a back-to-back. After Brandon plays 30-something minutes on Friday, takes the whole weekend off, and then shows up, and now suddenly he can't play today. It just nothing this team does ever aligns. There's no symmetry. There's no constant. There's no it's just random. It's random
right
all the time. And there's the fact that CJ came back today and it felt like there were times he looked tired to me in the game. Totally reasonable. Hadn't played basketball in a month. And it goes to the same thing I'm saying about Elfrid Payton and Trey Murphy. It's like you need these play. Like you're in such a dire spot that Trey has to play 40 minutes. CJ has to play 30-something minutes after not playing for a month. Elfrid Payton, after being on the street for a couple years, has to dominate the basketball and get you in and out of sets. And there's just no process here. There's no process here. We joke about it, but it's actually true. He told you the truth. It was a moment of clarity when David Griffin said, "We'll figure it out," because I truly believe that's how they manage this organization. Day by day, we're gonna figure it out. We're going to figure. It's the same thing when you go into a class project or something. And it's like, hey, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're just going to have to figure this thing out. Like, it feels like that's the day-to-day process for these people.
What did you guys think of CJ's performance first game back?
Thought he played well. All things, I mean, thought he hit some tough shots. I thought he was mostly active off the ball. Like, I mean, I thought he was. I mean, could he have made a couple more threes? Him and Trey both. I thought they both missed a couple of open looks, but other than that, I really thought they both played fine.
I thought they had big shots down the stretch. Oh, CJ especially. Also, Chris Lito.
I'm sorry, dog. I just looked at the box score and Daniel Tyson -30.
And he played like 15 minutes or something too. Like
17.
No.
Difficult to
17 minutes. God damn, Daniel Tyson. How is that even fucking possible? Eves Missi is a +26.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dog.
I'm with Ross, man. All things considered, for as long as he's been out, it was nobody else to shoot the ball, right? Like, he took 20 shots, but like that's what he gonna do. I thought he played well. I think, to say he hasn't had, playing basketball, there's no games he hasn't been in the rhythm. I feel like you kind of got to give him grace to figure that situation out.
I think the most thing I was impressed by with CJ is that tonight could have been a night where he went 2 for 17.
Yeah.
He started because he did start off very slow. He did start off looking like, even AD says it on the broadcast, he got to find his legs.
Right.
And then slowly he started getting rhythm. He started to look more like, okay, I'm finding my rhythm here. And that kind of, I think, stayed, throughout even everything changed from the way he was finishing around the rim, to, the rhythm in his, in his jumpers, the balance that he had in his jumpers. And he started to shoot the shots that a healthy CJ would shoot,
right?
Versus someone who's just trying to, figure things out. Because I mean, again, the mantra is we'll figure it out. And that was good. I mean, look, he had some clean looks down the stretch that you would have want him to make. He had one that was robbed from him, by JRE offensive foul. That I really don't think was a Yeah, but I don't really think that was a foul. That should have. I mean, and ironically, Pacers go back down to the next possession and hit a three of their own. You're down 4 again or whatever it was. But I think all in all, man, a solid game. I couldn't. What he played? 30? Did he also play 31 minutes? Look at that.
Yeah.
Another guy playing 31 minutes first game back. I couldn't ask for much more from first game out.
I mean, Trey and CJ went 14 of 18 from inside the arc. Like, I mean, a lot of those were Elfrid generated looks. Some I thought Trey. This may have been the best I've ever seen Trey play, dribbling the basketball, like off the dribble, pump faking, getting his defender off balance, and then either getting into the paint and finishing, or he had a couple really nice layoffs to Missi. I thought that specific aspect of Trey's game, I think this was the best I've ever seen him play in that regard.
Also, to that point, Ross, 4 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, 6 rebounds, and no turnovers. No fouls. This is Trey's second game in a row, if I'm not mistaken, with no turnovers. So that's impressive, especially him having more ball handling duties. Pause. Shout out to our guy Thomas in the super chat saying Tice looks slower than JV on defense. Yeah, Tice, he been hanging out at them biker parties down in Bud Lights. He looks bad.
I don't know that you don't cut Tice.
Ooh.
When everybody return, or you include him in one of these.
I think you have to include him
in one of these trades
and JRE. Honestly,
who would you? But I'm saying, who would you have as the backup at that point? Then
he was minus 30 in 17 minutes. Where's call Frank from UNO? Honestly, Justin.
I think you could get anybody.
I think you could get anybody.
I think the mission has changed, right? Shout out to Thomas Beck, that super check. Why the Pels start every game slow? You know what? Because they slow, Thomas. To be honest, it's like they do zero scouting. And if you watch Ben Mathurin, if Ben Mathurin wasn't afraid to shoot tonight and just didn't play awful, the Pelicans were down by like high double digits several times, like the high teens. They could have easily, like the Pacers could have easily ran away with this game and consider second night of a back-to-back, and they traveled to come home to play the Pelicans. And the Pelicans have to travel back home. That's why this minutes distribution don't make much sense considering you just had 2-3 nights off, and some guys are just coming back. Like this don't make no sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, that game really could have been a blowout. Indy plays no defense, and not just Indy. Really, like Halliburton played no defense. They basically like just run around. I mean, without Nembhard and what's the other dude?
Naismith.
Yeah,
Naismith,
without those two actually like hustling, playing defense on the wing. I mean, they play no defense and just pray Miles Turner is enough of a deterrent at the rim to like keep a game close. But they're pitiful defensively.
Yo, I wanted to well, first shout out to Space African Jesus in that Super Shack. Shout out to y'all for the show. Prayers to Justin. Must have been doctor's orders. Shout out to Wahab. Say Trey had a couple of violence. Yeah, he looks to finish with violence. He had an and one layup in the first half, and he was talking a little shit after that. And I think that's the kind of intensity you're looking for. We're going to hear from DraftKings. Make sure y'all get y'all bets in. Ben Mather and I bet on you to hit 3 threes. You let me down. I'm not going to say all the things I could say. I'm just going to say you got to do better, brother. I gambled on you, and it just didn't work out.
I gambled on you, and you gambled on a crackhead.
Oh, my bad. That's not DraftKings. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Give me a minute.
The 24-25 NHL season still has that new car smell, and the action is heating up at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started at DraftKings Sportsbook. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. And if you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet just $5 to get $150 in bonus bet if your bet wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BOOT. That's code BOOT, B-O-O-T, for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
Oh, we got the Toronto Raptors up next. I want to go and get into the fan questions. Did you guys have any we put out our predictions. Shout out to Lala, one of the best graphic people in the game right now. We put out our predictions. How do we feel going into the game? Anything you saw tonight made you a bit more confident? Any bit more concern considering the minutes distribution and potential re-aggravation of injuries? You guys feel confident moving forward the rest of this week?
I want to ask, what do you guys think, Willie? Well, you know what, Ross, I'm gonna ask you. Ross, what do you think Willie told the team after the game?
Don't
settle. Go hard on them dudes. Everybody's trying to play the right way. Salute. Be aggressive.
I think he gave them the equivalent of like a high school pep talk. The same. I think he said exactly what you think. Played hard. Hey, we hung in there till the end. We just got to execute. Down the stretch, but we gave ourselves a chance. Shout out Eves. Salute for how well you played. I he probably gave Elfrid Payton a game ball or something. I truly think that's how it is. I don't think they focus on the negatives at all. I think they just chalk them up, and then they focus on whatever positive they can find, and that was it.
I feel like Willie Green said something like, they underestimated our spirit. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. And we're going to continue to play hard and grow. I just feel like that's how Willie Green talk. What y'all think, Lito? You got
probably said something about Brandon. we get the cavalry back when we get back home. Nobody wants to play us at home. Probably gave them the whole like home, nobody beats us on our court.
Motherfucker lost the last fucking 12 out of 13. So don't let us get one because it's a whole new game. You're like, yeah, all right.
It's crazy, dog. I mean, to answer your question, man, I'm with Chris. It's like, yeah, you have positives in the scenario, but it obviously DeJounte is playing Wednesday. You hope CJ plays, you hope Brandon plays, and you hope that any little nagging things that they got out of this game, it goes away. But I don't know, bro. I have no idea. Like, I literally don't know what to expect from day to day. My bad, Ross. I don't know what to expect from day to day with this team. Like, Elfrid Payton might not play at all. Like, I don't know.
I wanted to go back. It was like when I mentioned you just get rid of Tice, cut him, put him on the bench, whatever. I mean, a guy that we've sort of joked about and laughed at was Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Per 36 minutes. Like, he has more points than Tice, better field goal percentage than Tice.
He's
taller. Better three-point percentage than Tice, better free throw percentage than Tice, more rebounds than Tice, less turnovers than Tice. Like, I just don't see a point for him to play.
We really just coming off of him not playing, and the only reason that was a crazy pause. We really just coming off a few games of him not getting any run at all, and now, as soon as Missi goes out, you see Daniel Tice reemerge. Carlos back in Birmingham, England, but it just don't really make no sense as to why you start him. He's 6'7". Like I think if you could give Willie Green some truth serum, he would say it's because it was Daniel Tice's old team. If I'm not mistaken, I think Tice played for him. Because my thing is, what you wanted some strength out there? Daniel Tice, what the fuck? Like what he gonna do? But shout out to Daniel Tice. It ain't really his fault. We're gonna get into some of the fan questions, man. Cable guy, shout out to Jim Carrey. He said Elfrid Payton off the street setting records. Yes, sir. Ross, what you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, good for him. I don't even know what to say. It's just a good game. I mean, I don't like he played well. I really just don't have anything else to. I don't know what I'm trying.
Ross defeated, but he's like, I washed my hands.
It's funny. I didn't even think about like you just said. Carlos back in Birmingham, and I swear I forgot that he was even with the team. Like, did he just have the most uneventful 2 weeks of all time? Like with. Did he score a point? Did he score a point in the 2 weeks he was here? Or week and a half?
No, he got a rebound and a steal though.
Man can't get minutes over Trey Johnson.
The crazy point. You can't tell me you couldn't have traded that pick that was EJ Liddell and Carlo, that second round pick for like a serviceable fucking backup center. You just got 2-3 serviceable people off the street. Now the league is filled with more like serviceable guards than bigs because of where the game is right now. But still, god damn. See, Ryan Myers, Chris, they Trey didn't have a great night behind the arc, but his drive to the paint looked good and made space.
Bro.
Wasting your time, drinking that wine, smoking that smoke and doing that coke, dealing that dope, giving up hope. School is a joke. Gang banging.
Gang bang.
They lost. I don't give a shit. But shout out to Trey.
Right?
Smokey Robinson looked like somebody auntie from no more.
Yeah, well, Rob's like the male lady, but great singer.
He looked like Khadijah from Living Single.
Yeah, shout out to Khadijah James. I watched Living Single yesterday. Jump right, we got you back in the chat to say Chaz, what was on tonight? Yo, shout out to Trey, my homeboy. Hold on 1 second. Shout out to Trey Laster, big fan of the show. He goes to all of the games in Indiana. He said it was only Herb, Brandon, and DeJounte on the sideline. I'm guessing the guys who are close to coming back are the ones traveling since it's one game. Because I ain't seen Jose in a couple games. So I don't know what's going on. I know Zion just like, well, I got shit to do. I just ain't coming. But I don't know what's going on with the Jose thing. So that's a little interesting to me. Maybe because it wasn't a prolonged flight. You going to Indiana, you coming right back. I don't want to presume, but shout out to Trey for that information. He was in the building. You almost got the dub, Trey. You almost got the dub. Don't go to no more games. It was too close. Trying to get this tank. So who we got? We got David Mitchell. Willing need to listen to Antonio Dams because he definitely be on the broadcast giving them the keys to win the game. What you think about that, Chris?
Dog, I mean, give Trey the ball. Trey needs to touch the ball right here. It says about 3-4 times in a row. Javonte Green, you probably should not go under the screen right now. You don't go on. Javonte, go under the screen. Why would you do that? Like, there's so many things that you can point to. To me, one of the things that Antonio Daniels recognizes really well that I think is a part of coaching that people don't think about that Willie Green has no grasp of is momentum. Both sides of momentum, whether it's working in your favor or it's working against you. It's how runs begin and it's how runs end. And I think you can just tell, like, just with the energy and how Willie looks on that damn sideline, he has no idea what it means to continue a run or to stop one, especially in a close game or in a game when you need it tonight in any kind of fucking way. And you started Daniel Tice, and then you saw he wasn't giving you shit, and you decided to take Reeves, Missi off the floor. You could have threw whoever the fuck you wanted out there at that point, and nobody would have blamed you. If you would have said Daniel Tice is not seeing again, we saw him do it with Jonas. We saw Jonas not see the floor for second halves. You mean to tell me tonight was the game you had to throw Tice back out there? You could have rammed Tice a JRE at the small ball 5 at this point. What you got to lose? You could have threw out Trey Jemison. No, you put Tice back in the game, and it's not his fault. He didn't want to play basketball in the NBA this year. Right. He didn't want to play basketball in America. He probably was ready to retire. He was in FIBA, and that was it. And y'all convinced that man to come back and say, look, you got a chance to start, and look where it got you. You listen to people like Lito talk about some goddamn FIBA Tice, and this motherfucker is ass.
The crazy part to me is after the game Jeremiah Robinson Earl had last game and even the game before, what was the point to even return Tice to the game at all? To Chris's point, like what did you get from bringing him back in the game at all? Wouldn't you want to like continue to roll with the hot hand and JRE, which is crazy to say, but wouldn't you want to continue to roll with the hot hand into the following game? You got a guy who's playing with confidence. Why not just start him and run fast? Miles Turner,
figure it out.
Hey, like Miles Turner ain't no like super rebounder, so I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Wahab, shout out, bro. I know it's just one game, arguably two, and I hate to be reactionary, but he might already be better than Jose. I think he's talking about Elfrid Payton. Lito, you want to speak on that?
I mean, I don't see a lie in this comment. I do believe so that he is especially from just a pure, the thing that the team needs, a pure point guard type perspective. Like, you know, Jose can does a very good job of distributing the basketball at times, but like you've never seen Jose Alvarado do this. And this is not something that Elfrid Payton is going to do every night, but I'm just saying I think Elfrid's highs as a player are going to be higher than Jose's as a purely from a point guard perspective. Like, yeah, Jose has made 7 threes in the game, so Elfrid is never going to shoot. If Elfrid shoot 1 3, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. you won. But at the end of the day, man, KTSE.
Yeah. And this is why I always said Jose's just another person out there. He's not a centerpiece. He's not a key cog. He's a nice, energetic gimmick. Because we're sitting here talking about a guy that was sitting on his mama's couch watching reruns with the rest of us 2.5 weeks ago, that we're now pretty much unanimously saying, oh, yeah, he brings more to the table than Jose.
Yeah,
you just can't fall in love with every slightly exciting little thing.
To me, that was insane.
Yeah.
But to me, man, that was wild. But I think the fucked up part about Jose, and no one's picking on Jose. To Lito's point, Jose just hit 7 threes recently, and one of your more impressive wins. Shit, one of your only close, interesting games this season. But at the same time, look at when you extended Jose's contract, right? You got it. Now you're locked in until the summer. You could have extended Jose at any point this offseason. You waited until right before the season. Now you couldn't move Jose even if you wanted to, which means you have to move someone else to duck the tax and be able to sign Elfrid Payton if you plan on doing that, and be able to sign Brandon Boston if you plan on doing that. The only positive I can take away is I don't know if it matters much if you give Elfrid or Boston a real contract at this point. I would like them to, but I don't think you're going to be playing in April anyway. Like, you're not going to be playing the summer anyway. So if you got guys you're going to leave on a 2-way contract and say, yo, I got you this summer, then, you might could get away with that with those particular players just because, 2-way players can't play in the playoffs. You ain't going to playoffs probably. And, it just, shout out to Thomas back in that super chat. Can't see your emoji, but we appreciate you, big dog.
Salute.
Big Red. We got our dog, Young Prospect. One of the Reds. Shout out to Young Prospect, man. Shout out to Corey. Say Justin and 5 watching Friday and going to Canes. Oh man, what time it is? Yeah, shout out to Raising Canes, man. Shout out to Raising Canes. And Raising Canes, last I heard, they use real chicken, no preservatives, no additives. This straight from the farm, straight farm life, range free. The chickens ain't all locked up like animals. They live a good quality life. Shout out to Raising Canes. And one thing about quality restaurants, damn, y'all almost had some free tots tonight, man. Shout out to Theo's Pizza. Also, get the lunch special. Get the lunch special at Theo's Pizza, man. Yeah. Check them out. You know what I'm saying? It's incredible food. And in honor of Justin, we're going to give a shout out to Company Burger with a U.
Company Burger is the official burger of Pro Pels Talk and Boot Crew Media. Located at 4600 Ferret Street, Company Burger has been locally owned and operated for 11 years. Grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, get the homemade tots. Company Burger uses Creekstone Farms prime beef to create the best burger in the city with milkshakes to go and a full bar. Company Burger is open every day besides Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Can't make it out? No worries, we have you covered. You can order online right now at thecompanyburger.com or check them out on the Toast or Uber Eats app. Company Burger, the official burger of Boot Crew Media.
Justin said .com with a K. But Lament, this is a good question. Bro, with James Osborne, did y'all see that Missi block at the rim? Oh yeah, Missi. Yeah, man. Great shot blocking instincts. I thought dude had that and Missi recovered well. Excellent play by Missi. But the man said Reeves drops 34 points the last game and then doesn't play tonight. You're missing the game, Lament, because he did play last game, but with these young guys, they just don't have much room for error. What do you guys think about Reeves not playing and Javonte Green getting that look instead of him?
I mean, I can't say I'm shocked. You saw this with Hawkins last year. Hawkins dropped 30, 34, 35 in the game, and he got sent to the G League.
I think Ross said one of the nastiest things that I think I've ever heard on this family show. And we gotta address it, being the adults that we are, with all the different beautiful sponsors and food and John Deere and Sunshine and Standard Mortgage.
No one runs like a deer.
Exactly. And listen, no one talks like
we ain't no motherfucking freaks. We some family men. We getting it paper. You know what I'm talking about?
See, Jose come back and Willie. Shout out to Brad Ford. Jose come back and Willie put an elf on the shelf.
Hey, this is elite. That's an elite comment, right?
Elf on the shelf. Oh yeah, that's clever. That's clever. We got Donald in the chat. Elfrid 2-man game with Missi was nice. Chris, you spoke about that earlier. It was excellent to see him, Murphy, and Missi. A hell of a man.
You know what, Chaz? It reminded me a lot of some of the preseason and the one game we saw DeJounte and Missi play together. Like DeJounte realized, and the same thing Elfrid realized, is that like it gives you so much space and runway with Missi because they have to either attach to him or they have to. If they choose to attach to you, he's getting a lob attempt. If they don't, and they end up trying to stop him from getting, whether it be, a little shovel pass or a lob attempt at the rim, then you get an easy look in the basket. And Elfrid had a few of those tonight, to where when DeJounte plays on Wednesday, a lot of those will be and ones, they'll be layups, they'll be floater attempts or passes, to the corner for open threes. But who knows? By then, somebody else will be hurt, or Missi by now, Trey Jefferson might start Wednesday for all we know.
You know what? This is Everett, man. Shout out to Everett. It's a member. He said there's a reason Payton wouldn't leave. You want to know why Payton wasn't in the league, Everett? Because the young ladies, they're not listening to grandma. They don't know how to cook. We're losing recipes. That's why he's not. That's why he wasn't in the league. I don't really know how to. I mean, Everett. They got a lot of great players. Well, really talented players that aren't in the league right now, man. It just happens. It's relationships. It's all kind of stuff, man. You can't bite the hand that bites you on the shoulder. It's Jose. It's a lot of things happening with this team. But we're gonna move on.
Hey, but at the same time, though, you could say, I guess this is a reference to us saying that Jose, he's better than Jose. At the same time, you could say there's a reason why Jose wasn't drafted. Yeah,
there's a reason why Elfrid was taken in the first round pretty early. Like it's pedigrees, man. It is what it is. But hopefully both guys remain with the organization and they can contribute, because the team needs all the help they can get. Shout out to Dot in the chat. Say you got 2 players off the street that are better than 2 players on your roster right now with no room to sign them. One of them are walking. Well, if I had to guess which one was walking, if one had to leave and say, I'm about to do my own thing, I think it would be Brandon Boston, because he would clutch. He was with the Spurs. He had to deal with the Spurs before he came here, and people, he got a fan club himself because people keep uploading his highlights every game. He has some type of fan club on YouTube, and he just had a one-on-one interview, right? I think it was a Christian Clark's article. He spoke about the tragedy he had at Kentucky. So he's starting to get more and more recognition, and that's something to keep an eye on. See, Matt Ryan didn't last long on the free agent market after he joined the Pelicans. Say we need Malik Ball, we need Kane sponsor. We got Lucas Eli. Management so clueless they signed Jose instead of Naji, knowing damn well DeJounte would play 30 minutes at PG. Yeah, I mean, I didn't understand the Jose extension, truthfully. You want to speak on that?
Yeah, if I could speak on this, Lucas, it was no way in hell Naji was coming back, and that's totally like on Naji's side. Like he was, Naji wasn't coming back.
Shout out to brother Craig. Shout out to brother Craig. Craig, wow! Shout out to Craig, man. We got Lucas to get that dude Justin to really order tots. Only kids eat.
I've been saying that, dog. I've been saying that, bro. If you assert, and shout out to the fact that we get an opportunity. But I'm telling you, if you're a grown man and you eat tater tots, I question you. And it's not that you're not a good person. Like you might be a great person, but if any other style of potato is on the menu and you choose tater tots, something is wrong.
You saying just get the fries, everybody?
Just just get the fries,
something, dog.
Like just get something. Potato tots. What we doing, man? What we doing?
I'm 50 and I love chili cheese tots. Residuals. Ooh, that boy. Look, that's Jacob Knapp. That's the other Knapp. That's Jacob Knapp. He's like, hey, wait a minute.
Whoa,
we love tots.
Whoa, look, what is this? Wait,
there's a lot of see what we doing? See what we doing? Tell on yourself. Tell on yourself.
Like that.
There's different ways to slice a potato. Okay, and I'm just telling you. If I listen, 50 years old. Look, if you still working, brother, residuals. Look, you can get a nice therapist through your job. 100%, bro. Look, I can refer you somebody. Because you shouldn't be 50 years old eating tater tots. Dylan, tater tot casserole is insane. It's insane with Thanksgiving on Thursday for you to even be talking like that. Come on, man.
The only time I eat tots is when the Pelicans win, so I've never had any tater tots really. So
is this a cultural thing?
I don't think it's that cultural, to be honest.
Ism.
He said, "Hey, buddy, you're barking up the wrong tree."
Ism.
He said, "Newsflash, pal."
Newsflash.
We got Will Chill in that super chat. Also, remember Chaz the Green over Reeves was criminal. Yeah, dog. And it was wild.
But y'all know Willie Green. This one to me is not like, yes, it's criminal. But if you're surprised by this, if you're surprised by this, you just ain't been watching. You hadn't been watching.
If Hawkins really hurt, bro, then it's like, ooh, all right, look, because the worst thing than being hurt is having a re-aggravated injury, right? If he really left the game due to injury again, then that's something that's really concerning. You may see Hawkins again sooner than you thought. You may see Reeves again sooner than you thought. We got SJ in the chat. Even more impressive was Eve's defense outside of Siakam. Multiple times he stonewalled Siakam without getting baited. That was quite the matchup. I saw Siakam go at him a couple times. Is Siakam Cameroonian?
I think so.
Because I think that might have been a part of it as well, where they were, you kind of got the young pup and his idol kind of going at one another. But I thought that was a quality matchup in the fort. I really enjoyed seeing that and seeing Missi hold his own. Oh, we got Uncle Phil in the building, big stout man. Do y'all think Zion's played his last game for the Pelicans? I'm gonna say nah. I'm gonna say nah.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Y'all think Zion eat tater tots?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
100%.
1000%.
100%.
He probably eating with mayo. It seemed like he eating with mayo. America eats around 3 million tater tots. That's which is 70 million pounds. Wow.
The one majority, yeah. See that's the whole country. I do agree with Chris. Tater tots is a like a lunch. Kid's lunch item.
There's so many other ways to get a potato.
But hey,
you can't get a baked potato, but come on, man.
But see, when you get them from Company Burger, and that's different.
Totally
That's different. Newsflash, pal. You see issue, man. You hearing this and wait, so much space with me. See, he getting a live. Wait, hold on. Who started this? I can't remember. Man, you hearing this? Corey, so much space to run with me. See, he getting a live attempt. Yeah, but again, that chemistry really was fire. Like to see, and like with a guy who was a true veteran who played with Dwight Howard. Wait, was Payton there when Dwight was still there?
I don't think so. I think when he got drafted, I think Dwight.
Oh yeah, he might didn't get drafted. I think he might have played with Aaron Gordon or somebody like that. But the guy who's just Sonic loaded tires go hard. They all right, but they ain't better than Company Burger. They all right. They all right. We ain't got no Sonic out here where I'm at, Maryland. So I take your word for it. You say, Chaz, you keep crapping on tots. I'm getting them people on your bro. Hey, I ain't got a problem with tots. Hey, I want the Pelicans to win so y'all can get some free tots. It's free tots. I ain't gonna lie. I want y'all on a motherfucking tot-free diet. I don't want, but hey, just never mind. I don't want crap on nobody parade. It's that time in the show. Yeah, look, I don't need to see ODT anymore, bro. Like this is I don't need to see you no more.
Send that man home. Send him home.
Get out of here.
ODT.
Any closing thoughts, fellas?
Nah, not really.
Y'all think they win? Y'all think they win on Wednesday against the Raptors?
I'm gonna say no.
I don't know anymore, dog.
I put that one down as a win, but I don't know. I'm with Chris.
I don't know. You know what? Yeah. I feel like, they got to, but who fucking know anymore? My only closing thoughts is that if you love tater tots, like if you're going crazy,
new toilet though.
If you go, you see what I'm saying? Like if you go crazy about tater tots, you might be a serial killer, and that's okay. But just take care of yourself.
That might be aggressive.
That's right. Tater tots are frozen I mean, like fried little small balls of potatoes, fried, deep fried. But if you get it from Company Burger, they're homemade and handmade. So if you get, but I was looking at the schedule though, and the Pelicans got 2 back-to-backs coming up. So I'm really curious to see how this goes because Trey playing a lot of minutes, CJ played a lot of minutes. You got a back-to-back on December 1st. Ja Morant's back. Also, shout out to Ja. He's back. You played them on the 29th on the road, but you play the Knicks on December 1st, and you play the Hawks on December 2nd. So the Dyson Revenge tour continues. So then you jump forward. You play the Thunder on the 7th, and you play the Spurs on the 8th on the road. So that's another back-to-back. It's going to be interesting to see who plays and who sits. So we shall see. Lito, you want to do the 5 seconds with Lito? Pause.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, let's do it.
Audio Jungle.
Man, I want to give a shout out to Lauren for beating me in fantasy basketball, and this shout out is not good. Like, I don't appreciate that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't appreciate that shit at all. Rondo, I don't appreciate you don't want to trade me my player back. That's crazy. But I'm gonna just leave y'all with this.
Listen, you know what? You see us, we in the session turning up. You got 10 minutes. If you fuck up my niggas vibe, I'm gonna fuck you up. So let's get this going like right now.
Wow, this is incredible. I can't believe that we're here right now.
Just shut up for like a minute. Shut up.
Real trap shit. Trapaholics. We make it look easy. Fuck with your boys.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, there you go. God bless y'all and good night.
All right, y'all. Pelicans play the Toronto Raptors Wednesday. You know we covering the show, and we'll see y'all then. Peace.